The Four Clever Brothers is a Grimm's fairy tale about four sons who, sent by their poor father to learn a trade, each develop a unique and valuable skill. One becomes a master thief, another an astronomer, a third a huntsman, and the youngest a tailor. They prove their abilities by rescuing a king's daughter from a dragon, but after quarreling over who deserves to marry her, the king grants each half a kingdom as a reward for their service. The brothers' journey and skills. Once upon a time, a poor man had four sons. He gathered them together and said, "My dear children, I have nothing to give you. You must go out into the world and learn a trade." The four brothers agreed. They decided to go to a crossroads and each take a different path. They promised to meet again at the same spot in exactly 4 years. With that, they said goodbye to their father and to each other, and each set off on his own journey. The eldest brother traveled until he met a man who offered to teach him how to be a thief. The brother was hesitant, but the man promised to teach him to be so skillful that he could take whatever he wanted without anyone ever knowing. The brother agreed and began his training. He learned to move as silent as a shadow and to take things so gently that no one would notice. By the end of his training, he was a true master thief, able to steal the egg from under a sitting bird without the bird even ruffling a feather. The second brother met a wise old astronomer. The astronomer told him, "There is nothing hidden from me. I can see everything on earth and in the sky." He offered to teach the brother his craft. The brother accepted and learned all about the stars and planets. His teacher gave him a special telescope. Through this telescope, the brother could see everything happening on earth, no matter how far away. He became a great astronomer, able to spot a lost needle in a field from miles away. The third brother found a huntsman who was known for his incredible aim. The huntsman offered to teach the brother everything he knew. The brother learned how to track animals and how to use a bow and a gun. At the end of his training, his master gave him a special gun. This gun had a magical quality. It would never miss its target. Whatever the huntsman aimed at, he would hit. He became a perfect marksman. The youngest brother met a skilled tailor. The tailor offered to teach him how to sew. The brother learned how to use a needle and thread with amazing skill. He could mend the smallest tear or create the most beautiful clothes. His master gave him a special needle that could sew anything together, no matter how delicate or how tough. He could sew together things as soft as a spider's web or as hard as steel, and the stitches would be invisible. The rescue of the princess 4 years passed, and the four brothers met again at the crossroads as they had promised. They were happy to see each other and began to share stories of the skills they had learned. Just as they were talking, news spread throughout the land that a terrible dragon had captured the king's daughter, the princess, and carried her away to its lair. The king was heartbroken and promised a great reward to whoever could rescue her. The brothers looked at each other and realized this was their chance to prove their skills. The brothers began their plan. The astronomer took out his special telescope. He looked through it, scanning the entire world. "I see her," he exclaimed. "She is on a rock in the sea, far from here, and the dragon is guarding her." The brothers were excited. They went to the king and asked for a ship to sail to the rock. The king gladly gave them one, and they set sail immediately. The astronomer guided them, telling them exactly which way to go. When they arrived at the rock, they saw the princess sitting there, with the huge dragon fast asleep, its head resting in her lap. The huntsman raised his magical gun, ready to shoot the dragon. But then he hesitated. "I cannot shoot," he said. "If I shoot the dragon, I might hit the beautiful princess and kill her too." The brothers wondered what to do. The situation seemed impossible, and they worried they might fail. That is when the master thief stepped forward. "I will handle this," he whispered. He quietly got off the ship and snuck onto the rock. He moved so silently that not even a pebble moved under his feet. He crept up to the sleeping dragon, and with incredible gentleness and skill, he stole the princess right out from under the dragon's head. He did it so carefully that the dragon did not stir. It just kept sleeping as if nothing had happened. The thief carried the princess back to the ship, and they all quickly set sail for home. The final confrontation, they were overjoyed with their success. The princess was safe, and they were sailing back to the kingdom, but their celebration was cut short. The dragon, upon waking and finding the princess gone, let out a furious roar that shook the sea. It flew into the sky, its giant wings beating the air, and soared after their ship. It was filled with rage and was flying straight toward them to attack. The dragon was fast and caught up to them in no time, circling above the ship and breathing fire. Seeing the danger, the huntsman knew what he had to do. This time, the princess was safely on the ship, away from the beast. He raised his magical gun, took careful aim at the dragon's heart, and fired. The shot was perfect. The bullet hit the dragon, and the massive creature fell from the sky. However, the dragon's body was so enormous that when it crashed down, it landed directly on their ship. The weight of the dead dragon was too much for the vessel, and the ship shattered into 1,000 pieces of wood. The tailor's ingenuity, the brothers and the princess were thrown into the cold, dark sea. They were stranded in the middle of the ocean, clinging to the broken planks of their ship. They had defeated the dragon, but now they were in a new and terrible situation. It seemed they would all drown. They thought all hope was lost after coming so far. But the youngest brother, the tailor, remained calm. "Do not worry," he said. He took out his special needle and a long piece of thread. With quick and skillful movements, he began to sew the broken planks of the ship back together. He stitched the large pieces of wood as if they were pieces of cloth. His magical needle worked perfectly, and in a short time, he had sewn the entire ship back together. The brothers and the princess climbed back onto their newly repaired ship, and it floated just as well as before. They were safe once again, and they were able to safely complete their journey home. The king's reward when they arrived back at the kingdom, the king was overcome with joy to see his daughter safe. He thanked the brothers for their bravery and skill. But then, the brothers began to argue. "I should marry the princess," said the astronomer. "Without my telescope, we never would have found her." The thief disagreed. "No, I should marry her. If I had not stolen her from the dragon, we all would have failed." The huntsman spoke up next. "It should be me. If I had not killed the dragon, it would have destroyed us all." Finally, the tailor said, "And if I had not sewn the ship back together, we all would have drowned in the sea. I deserve